Shivoham, Shivoham. 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 Shivoham, Shivoham.
Shuklambaradaram Vishnum Shashivarnam Chaturbhujam Prasannavadanam Dhyayet Sarva Vignopashantaye. Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om. Manojavam Marutatulya Vegam Jitendriyam Buddhimatam Varishtham Vatatmajam Vanarayudha Mukhyam Shri Ramadutam Sharanam Prapadye. Namaste and welcome to Kaivalya Yoga Gurukulam for another evening where we continue to begin the session with Yogic Kriyas. We spend 25 minutes or so and then we go to the Satsang in Sundarakand. We shall begin the meditative practice today with very little explanations. Just follow along. We shall begin with the Omkara Kriya. Sit up tall and straight. Along with every Om, let a lot of air escape. Inhale. Inhale. Come on. Shift your awareness to your stomach. Perform the Lagu Uddiyana. And keep this bandha in place throughout the practice. Use all the breathing in the chest region. Inhale. Oh. Shift your awareness to the region of the throat. Activate the Ujjayi breath and maintain the Ujjayi breath throughout the practice. Inhale. Inhale, come on. Kamala Kriya. Begin to listen to your breath. Coordinate the movement of your fingers and your lungs. Begin to feel the connection with your left palm and the left lung, right palm and the right lung. All right. Kaka, Shuddhi, Kriya. Keep the bandha in place. 5 rounds consecutively if you can. Otherwise, take a break and do through 3 or 4. Sit up tall and straight. Whenever you're ready, begin. Kamala Kriya. Wonderful. Let us do the Agnisara Kriya. Breathe out, hold the breath out, pull your stomach in, flap the stomach in and out. Breathe in and come up. Again, breathe out. Do the same, repeat the exercise. 5 times, do as many as you can, at your own pace. Let's begin. Kamala Kriya. Maintain the bandha. All right. Excellent. Markata Kriyas, 3 rounds. Maintain the Uddiyana Bandha throughout. Let's begin. Inhale. Exhale. 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 Kamala Kriya. Maintain the bandha. Wonderful. Let's slowly sit up for Pranayama Kriya. Sit in Vajrasana. Palms in Brahma Mudra. Thumbs in, fingers over your thumbs. Place the fists either side of your belly button. Inhale. As you exhale, go down. At least 5 long breaths. Deep inhalations, exhalations with the back of your lungs. Inhale. Exhale, open the mudra. Maintain the bandha. Gently sit back. Prepare for the Bhastrika Pranayama. Sit up tall and straight. Stomach pulled in throughout the practice. Few rounds of Kamala Kriya. Wonderful. Let's do Bhastrika, the first 30 Kriyas at your own pace, slow pace. Do as many as you can. Let's begin. Kamala Kriya. All right, second round of Bhastrika Kriyas. Again 30, do it slightly faster if you can than the previous one. Whenever you're ready, keep this bandha in place. Let's begin. Kamala Kriya. Listen to the breath, tune into the breath. Interact with the breath mindfully. All right. The last round of Bhastrika Kriyas, 30 of them as faster than the previous two. Don't compromise on the integrity of the practice. Keep the bandha in place. Whenever you're ready, begin. Kamala Kriya. All right, excellent. Let the left hand perform the Kamala Kriya, inhalations, exhalations. Right hand, form the Nadi Shodhana Mudra, forefinger and the middle finger in. From today on, we will do the Chandra Bheda, Pranayama. Left in, right out. Left in, right out. The moon has begun its waning phase, and therefore, when the moon is waning, we will strengthen the left hand side, the left side of the body, the moon side. So Chandra Bheda. Just left in, right out. today, every alternate day. Close the right nostril. Keep your shoulders relaxed, head bent down. Allow the name of Ram to enter your spirit, open that dimension while your mind is focused on the technique of this. Don't forget the Kamala Kriya. Don't forget maintaining the bandha. Immerse yourself mindfully and gently and let your consciousness drift into this practice and into the name of Ram. And in that dimension, let us all meet. Let us begin the practice.
Inhale, 1, 2, 3. Exhale, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Inhale, 1, 2, 3. Exhale, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Inhale, 1, 2, 3. Exhale, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Inhale, 1, 2, 3. Exhale, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Inhale, 1, 2, 3. Exhale, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Inhale, 1, 2, 3. Exhale, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Inhale, 1, 2, 3. Exhale, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Inhale, 1, 2, 3. Exhale, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Inhale, 1, 2, 3. Exhale, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Inhale, 1, 2, 3. Exhale, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Inhale, 1, 2, 3. Exhale, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Inhale. Exhale. 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 Inhale. Inhale.
Ram Ram Ram.
Exhale.
Ram Ram Ram. Ram Ram Ram.
Inhale.
Ram Ram Ram.
Exhale.
Ram Ram Ram. Ram Ram Ram.
Inhale.
Ram Ram Ram.
Exhale.
Ram Ram Ram. Ram Ram Ram.
Inhale.
Ram Ram Ram.
Exhale.
Ram Ram.
साईश्वराय विद्महे सत्यदेवाय धीमहि तन्नः सर्वः प्रचोदयात्। ॐ साईश्वराय विद्महे सत्यदेवाय धीमहि तन्नः सर्वः प्रचोदयात्। ॐ साईश्वराय विद्महे सत्यदेवाय धीमहि तन्नः सर्वः प्रचोदयात्। श्रीराम राम रामेति रमे रामे मनोरमे सहस्रनाम तत्तुल्यं राम नाम वरानने। श्रीराम राम रामेति रमे रामे मनोरमे सहस्रनाम तत्तुल्यं राम नाम वरानने। श्रीराम राम रामेति रमे रामे मनोरमे सहस्रनाम तत्तुल्यं राम नाम वरानने।
Namaste and welcome to Kaivalya Yoga Gurukulam. Thank you all for joining this divine, delightful and wonderfully revealing satsangs that the divine has allowed us to conduct this yagna for the last 90 days. We have another 21 days to go, so hang in there. The story of Hanuman will never end. The teachings of Sundarakand will never end. This yagna, yes, it will come to an end for the time being. But the lessons that we learn, we have to allow them to cause transformation, real transformation, when we make real changes in our lives and thus make room for divine manifestations. Today's satsang will be rather short, only because this is my last satsang for the night here, but I have already come out of 2 other satsangs. So while my throat and my voice may be a little feeble, my mind and my spirit are soaring in what I can only say as bliss. It is simply because when I speak, it's not about giving a speech. I don't have points in front of me. I tune into an energy and allow that energy to guide me. I've learned it over the years. And so when that happens, I'm in a kind of a zone, if you will, and the energy flows, knowledge flows, and I listen as much as you do. And so when I come out of these sessions and these satsangs, the mind stays in a very blissful state. It is the joy of being an instrument. I so believe in this because it's an everyday experience.
And when people write to me and say, you've spoken exactly what was in my mind, I say, I can't take any credit of this. It doesn't happen that way. And therefore, I will keep it short only because I don't want to compromise on the quality, simply because I feel a little tired. But nevertheless, I want to give you a gist of this new chapter that we are entering, and we'll read it tomorrow. I didn't get a chance to practice those Sanskrit verses today. And this chapter is about Hanuman returning back and flying over the ocean that we studied so much in depth and detail previously when he was out in search of Sita. And now, having found Sita, with his heart full of joy, he jumps from the Arishta mountain in Lanka, and then he flies over. He touches the Mainaka mountain, the mountain that requested him to sit and stay for rest. He touches that, blesses that, and he comes all the way back to the shore. He sees his Vanara friends waiting for him, and his heart leaps in joy. And Valmiki writes it very beautifully and dramatically, and you'll see it when I read these verses tomorrow. It seems that he's coming and he is his waving of the arms and the tail and the legs because he's leaping, right? And so that is so powerful. It's like a thundering cloud that is moving across the sky. And hearing that, all the Vanaras are wondering, what is that? And Jambavan tells them, this must be Hanuman. And my intuition tells me he has succeeded, but otherwise he wouldn't be making such loud sounds and coming in this joyous way. And so they are wonderstruck to see Hanuman, who lands back in the Mahendra mountain from where he took off. And so he lands back. And the beauty of this whole chapter is just two words, and I'll come to that. And so he lands, and immediately the Vanaras gather around him, give him fruits and water to drink, and he settles down. And all he says to them, even before they ask, he looks at Angada, the prince, the crown prince, who's the leader of that force. He's not the leader, right? He's only a servant, one among them. He's a minister of Sugriva, but in that project that was sent out, in that army, the battalion, if you will, that was sent out to the south, he's just one among the members. Angada was the chief of that. So he looks at Angada and Jambavan, who's the eldest in that group. And he utters two words, profound words. Sita was seen. Drashta Sita, he says in Sanskrit. Sita was seen, or Sita is seen. See, notice the beauty in that. He didn't say, I saw Sita. He didn't talk about how long it took and what he did. It'll come later. But the very first two words that he uttered to this people, this Vanara crowd, this army of Vanaras waiting eagerly. Because they are all very depressed. They don't know Hanuman has gone. Is he going to even come back? What is happening to the mission? They are in the dark. And to them, the first two things is the end of the journey. What happened? What is the purpose of the mission? Is it accomplished or not? He didn't say mission accomplished and this and that. He just said Sita has been spotted. Sita is seen. It's very profound here. I often think of this too, and I was told this when I was a child, and that stays with me. Of course, my aunt, I believe, told us the story, and I still remember her voice. She said, Kandain Sita in Tamil. So that is how sage Kamba Ramayana. So he writes Ramayana in Tamil. So he's explained it as Kandain Sita. Only two words, Sita is seen. So in Valmiki, especially here, there's no reference in that statement of I, me, or mine. But it speaks volumes of saying mission has been accomplished, Sita has been seen, she is in Lanka, I went there, I came back. All of that is embedded in just two words. Sita has been seen, or Sita was seen, or Sita is seen. But it's two words, Drashta, Sita. So that's the beauty of Hanuman's eloquence. And of course, Valmiki's poetry, that he brings it. And then he explains later. And then, of course, Valmiki comes to the end of the chapter at this point, because all the rest of the verses, 51 verses of them, he explains how he's flying over the ocean, how beautifully it looks with the wind, and how he's charging through the space. And it's like a meditation there again. And he comes and lands here. And then he settles down, and the Vanaras lie down, and all of them gather around and look up to Hanuman. And he knows now they are eager to listen to the story. And then he tells the story. And that is another chapter, which is a long chapter, but gives us beautifully a time to reflect, review, and learn all the important parts from Hanuman's point of view, from Valmiki's point of view. We'll come to that. But here, the beauty is of what a glorious life would that be if that life has a mission, a purpose, and if that purpose is achieved. This is not about ego. This is not about being proud that a purpose was achieved. This was about a vision that is manifested and a vision being fulfilled. A cause that one struggles for, works for, fights for. If that cause manifests, if the cause is fulfilled, if the mission is accomplished, what a sense of peace and accomplishment comes. Along with that comes a lot of humility. If it was done well and sincerely and properly, a lot of humility, a lot of learning descends, and one begins to think, my gosh. And then the mind opens up for the next vision. The reason I'm sharing this is Hanuman set out without knowing how far this, he had a rough idea of 100 yojanas, but unless you leap, you'll never know, right? And so he jumps literally a leap of faith. Does he know if Sita is on the other side? He doesn't know. Does he know what to expect on the other side? He has no idea of what to expect. All he knows is there is a purpose, a mission to be accomplished, a mission, and he feels that he has a role to play in that mission. And that playing the role in itself is an accomplishment as far as Hanuman is concerned. And he focuses on how well he could do his part in the mission, and everything else falls in place subsequently. He's successful in landing. He doesn't get diverted by Mainaka and all those other obstacles. We'll get a chance to review them. But he doesn't get diverted from all that. His focus is on his purpose, on his mission, and he accomplished that mission. He gets to see Sita, not right away, but he is the reason why he's able to put up with all those difficulties is because he has a purpose, a mission to be accomplished. So even though he gets dejected, he carries on and accomplishes it and comes back. And that, if any of you, and I'm sure many of you, if not all, can relate to something you set out to do and you did it, whatever it is. Maybe you organized a small ceremony at home. Maybe there was a small function, maybe a wedding in your life or in your home. Whatever it is that you accomplished, think of you set out to accomplish it. It got finished. It may not have been perfect. Hanuman was not perfect, I would think, because the idea of course, the word perfect means different things to different people. So I'm using the word perfect just because you and I always think we have to be perfect in everything we do. It doesn't have to be. What is required is how clear you were with that mission in mind. What was the agenda? Did the I come in the way? And all of that, or was the purpose? So Hanuman did go through periods of I coming in the way. Am I accomplished? If I don't accomplish, what will happen? There's that. And he even went to the extent of burning Lanka and regretting what he did and so on. So there were ups and downs, but the main aim of the mission was never compromised because it was never done with a selfish agenda. So that, if each one of us finds a purpose, whatever that purpose is, it could be a small thing. Especially if that purpose is greater than the self. I'm not saying it should be selfless because that is very difficult to even conceive. But at least a self that is a purpose, a vision that is greater than oneself. if that can benefit not only you, but in accomplishing that purpose, a greater benefit is seen in others as well, then that kind of purpose opens doors to spiritual living, spiritual lifestyle, spiritual mindset, and above all, spiritual experiences that will change your perception forever, your outlook forever. Now you might say, but how do I know what purpose it is and what mission it is? That is why we practice meditation. That is why we practice silent sitting. That is why we practice to be in tune with ourselves, rather than focused constantly about what somebody else is doing, what somebody out there is doing, and conversations are about he versus she and hit versus that, and this organization versus that organization, and this and that. And we constantly engross ourselves in things really which don't matter to the individual, because at the end of the day, when I'm going to breathe my last, what is it that I'm taking with me? What is it that I'm going to take with me? Is it which organization I belong to, which company I worked for, what did I do with my money, and how many children did I have, how many homes did I build? Is this what I'm going to take with me, or what was the quality of my life? What am I going to take with me? None of these material attachments, objects can I take with me, not even the clothes I wear, not even the body, because that's either buried or cremated. None of the accomplishments, because they all are fade away with the identity of Sundar is gone. Everything fades along with that. None of the relations, friends. And therefore none of the associations also. But what I take with me is the lessons that I learned from each of this. What I take with me is how did I react, how did I respond, and what was the deep impact of these experiences, people, circumstances, institutions on my psyche. And that is what stays with me across one lifetime to another. And that me I am talking of is not Sundar, the Jiva. The Jiva who's playing the role of Sundar, learning, enriching, and then carrying those experiences into another dimension and coming back, perhaps orchestrating another life of learning. And so that comes with, when you build a quality of life is what we take. So therefore the mission and the purpose is so important. Find a purpose in life. Even if it is a simple thing like you want to help your neighbor, or I want to keep my community clean, I want to keep my garden clean, or a simple thing like I don't want to ever insult Mother Earth anymore. I will try. You won't be perfect, but nevertheless, every day I will see, if I see something, if I can in my capacity be able to clean it, then I will do so. And in things like that, small little things, or a purpose to plant trees. Not necessarily in your yard, but somewhere. Making sure it is planted, not just writing a check to somebody and hoping it gets planted, but then making sure it's planted. Take your children, go on a tour and plant. Wherever you are allowed to plant trees, plant them and make them follow that. So these are the beautiful things you can do. Small little things. You don't have to change the world, but those small little steps open the door for bigger purpose. Then the bigger missions in life that you're capable of truly, and each one of us are capable of tremendous things if we allow that belief to settle in. But that belief, that purpose will unfold itself. That will unfold, and that is divine grace. Then the divine grace begins to flow through you, your thoughts, your words and deeds. And then you will find one purpose after another, each one building into the other. And slowly you begin to sanctify your life, not simply drift along. Swami would say, Baba would say, only a dead wood drifts along the river. The fishes don't drift along the river. They swim, they find their homes, they live in the river. But a dead wood drifts, simply not knowing where. It just goes. Because the river is going, it goes. So ask yourself, am I simply drifting along? just looking at everything, watching one show after another. Every day just goes, one day goes into the other, and weeks go into months, months go into years. Is this what's going to life be, or is there something else I could do? And you and I have the capacity to direct the course of our lives. In the previous satsang, which I just came out of, somebody asked me, what is predestinity and predestined and karma? Why am I bringing this here in the context of Hanuman's jump? Because Hanuman took charge of the situation. When the Vanaras were all depressed, Jambavan spoke to Hanuman, reminded him, and Hanuman could have said, yeah, it's easy for you to say, Jambavan, you're wise, you're old, you're much stronger, you're a great warrior. Easy for you to tell me who I am. How do I know what you're saying is true? I find it hard to believe. I am simply a regular Vanara. And I could deny that and sit down as Hanuman could have, but he didn't, right? He took Jambavan's words as real. He took the words of the Guru as real. And when Baba tells us you are divine, let's take that word as real. You and I will not be able to hear it if we are not ready for it. The fact that we are hearing it, that divinity is within us, then like Hanuman, we should say, all right, what can I do? So at that moment, let's not go back and say, oh, this is all destiny. I don't know what destiny holds for me. I will just go along, let God's will happen. That is not devotion. That is not devotion. Devotion is empowerment. In a game, like a football, in a football field, the rules of the game are predetermined. The size of the soccer field or the football field, the size is predetermined. The goalposts are predetermined. But how you play the game is not predetermined. It is up to you. Therein lies our freedom. What is predetermined in our lives are the limiting factors such as the 5 elements. The element of earth has a body, has certain laws. The element of water has certain laws. The element of fire, electromagnetism, has certain laws. The element of air, gas, they have certain laws. The element of space, certain laws. And within these laws, creation is fabricated. And so are you and I with this body. So this is predetermined. And it stops there. What I do with this body, what I do with this impact of these elements deep into my psyche, which is what we are learning in the Kaivalya Marga classes. If you're not seen that, I urge you to take time and watch it at your own pace. They're all there. And there will be more to this. We stopped that temporarily because we started the yagna. But there'll be more to come. So when those elements affect not only my body, but my psyche, my mind life, everything that I think I am is those elements, then what do I do with those elements? How do I harness the energy of those elements? How do I allow those elements and live a life enriched, empowered? That is entirely up to me. There is no destiny stopping you from that. And to use those elements to serve your purpose, and you find a purpose and in that find a fulfillment. Then you will see the magic of life unfolding itself. Every day becomes something to look forward to. Every day keeps you so busy, so mindful, you just don't know time passing by. And you have a definite sense of direction, a sense of achievement, a sense of purpose, a sense of humility. That even if this goal is not achieved, at least I am on the path of finding self-fulfillment, self-satisfaction. And therefore, many weeks ago I shared this vow. I do not know how far I have progressed or whether I shall arrive or perish on the way. But I shall walk on, clinging to the hand of my Lord. I will walk on this path. I will rather fall off, or I would rather drop off unfulfilled on this path than succeed in any lesser sphere of life. Let the heavens say what it will. So the beauty of it is that find a purpose, find a mission, and go with that. Then your life becomes enriched. Then you'll find the Hanuman energy flowing through you. That is the power of Hanuman. Hanuman took to the air and reached There is so much significance in these lessons. It's amazing how Sundarakand alone can take you to the doorstep of enlightenment if you allow those lessons to translate themselves into thoughts, into contemplation, into pieces of meditation. So we will have time to review these lessons because Hanuman is going to recount exactly what all happened to the Vanaras, and we'll get to study that. That chapter alone is 166 verses. So if some of you thinking, I wonder what we're going to do for 21 days, then we have our hands full. But nevertheless, it's time for us to think of this, take this moment where he comes after this fantastic achievement. And there's no word of I, me and mine. In the first words that are spoken, he says, Sita was spotted. How fascinating is that? That is what we have to learn. Put the I and me and mine aside. Watch a purpose unfold in your life and follow that. Purpose becomes most important. Who accomplishes it, how it's accomplished, all that is secondary. But the purpose, the mission. So find a purpose in life. Maybe you already have a purpose. Then follow that purpose. Slowly begin to harness all your energies, all your times, all your talents, everything that you have towards that purpose. And see how life gets sanctified. Baba would say this beautifully, and he told me this once directly. If you follow this in your heart, whatever you believe, if you do, because there was one time in sports meet, I was feeling very diffident and scared. Perhaps like Hanuman before he took the leap. Because it was a big day. We had a lot of dangerous feats planned. He said, if you truly believe in your heart what you're doing is correct, and you're not doing for your ego, if you're doing it for Swami, he referred to me, to himself, saying, if you're doing it as an offering to me, have no fear. All the grahas will come as anugraha for you. In other words, all the cosmos will come and shower their grace in order to make you fulfill what you set out to do. Those words ring in my ear again and again and again. Anytime I feel a little low and we say, well, how is this going to happen? And then these words come and clear those clouds of doubt. Because then we say, I only look into, am I then giving my very best? Am I putting all my resources, my time, my talents, my energy, and whatever I have, am I putting it into this? And if I'm doing that, then the universe resources are being harnessed. But if I sit back and say, wait for a mission to come, I am not getting any purpose, I don't know what my mission is, I will wait for something to come my way, and I sit back, then I will be sitting back forever. Take something. You might stumble and you might find that's not one. Then take the next step. That's how we learn to walk as children, right? So let's do that. This is why Sundarakand will help us in transforming. Otherwise, it will be the next satsang, and the next satsang, and the next satsang. And then we'll just sit back as people in the train station watching one train go by. Oh, that's the air-conditioned compartment. Oh, here's the first-class compartment. Oh, this is the Deccan Queen. Oh, here comes the Rajdhani Express. Oh, here comes the whatever train, one after the other. We become experts in timetable. We know exactly which train comes when and leaves when. We become scholars. But guess what? We are not experiencing getting into the train and riding into that journey into the spirit. So let's not be bystanders and watchers in the spiritual path. Let's not necessarily limit ourselves to simply scholarship and philosophy, but let us bring it into sadhana, abhyasa, practice. Because without practice, everything else becomes stagnant. Experience then remains a philosophy. This powerful chapter brings me to these thoughts. The joy of Hanuman having accomplished, the humility of Hanuman having come and said, not mission accomplished, but Sita has been seen. Just the purpose is just fascinating. So meditate on that. And let us therefore invoke our divine guru and friend, our teacher, our role model, our beloved Hanuman into our consciousness tonight. or in the morning, depending on where you are, and listen to the Hanuman Chalisa, just with our hands folded and our hearts open in prayer, that the divine presents us with a mission, a purpose, and gives us the energy to follow that purpose and sanctify our life.
Om Bhuh Purusham Shri Bajranga Rupaya Shri Samba Sadashivam Avahayami. Om Bhuvah Purusham Shri Maruti Rupaya Shri Samba Sadashivam Avahayami. Om Suvah Purusham Shri Chiranjeevi Rupaya Shri Samba Sadashivam Avahayami. Om Bhurbhuvasuvah Purusham Shri Ramaduta Hanuman Rupaya Shri Samba Sadashivam Avahayami. सुधारी बरनो रघुबर बिमल जसु जोदायक फल चारी। बुद्धिहीन तनु जानिके सुमिरा पवन कुमार। बल बुद्धि विद्या देहु मोहे हरहु कलेश विकार। राम 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 श्री राम 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 श्री राम 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 राम। जय हनुमान ज्ञान गुण सागर जय कपीस तिहु लोक उजागर। रामदूत अतुलित बल धामा अंजनी पुत्र पवन सुत नामा। महावीर विक्रम बजरंगी कुमति निवार सुमति के संगी। कंचन वरण विराज सुबेसा कानन कुंडल कुंचित केसा। हाथ वज्र और ध्वजा विराजे कांधे मूंज जनेऊ साजे। शंकर सुवन केसरी नंदन तेज प्रताप महाजगबंदन। विद्यावान गुणी अति चातुर राम काज करिबे को आतुर। प्रभु चरित सुनिबे को रसिया राम लखन सीता मन बसिया। राम 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 श्री राम 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 श्री राम 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 श्री राम 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 राम। विकट रूप धरि लंक जरावा, भीम रूप धरि असुर संहारे, रामचंद्र के काज संवारे। लाए सजीवन लखन जियाए, श्री रघुबीर हर्षि उर लाए। रघुपति कीन्ही बहुत बड़ाई, तुम मम प्रिय भरत ही सम भाई। सहस बदन तुम्हरो जस गावे, अस कहि श्रीपति कंठ लगावे। सनकादिक ब्रह्मादि मुनीसा, नारद सारद सहित अहिसा। जम कुबेर दिगपाल जहाँ ते, कवि को विद कहि सके कहाँ ते। तुम उपकार सुग्रीव ही कीन्हा, राम मिलाए राजपद दीन्हा। राम 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 राम, श्री राम 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 राम। राम 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 राम, श्री राम 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 राम। राम 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 राम, श्री राम 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 राम। राम 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 राम, श्री राम 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 राम। तुमरो मंत्र विभीषण माना, लंकेश्वर भय सब जग जाना। जुग सहस्र योजन पर भानु, लियो ताहि मधुर फल जानू। प्रभु मुद्रिका मेलि मुख माही, जलधि लांघि गए अचरज नाहि। दुर्गम काज जगत के जेते, सुगम अनुग्रह तुम्हरे देते। राम दुआरे तुम रखवारे, होत न आज्ञा बिन पैसारे। सब सुख लहे तुम्हारी सरना, तुम रक्षक काहू को डरना। आपन तेज सम्हारो आपे, तीनों लोक हाँकते कापे। भूत पिशाच निकट नहीं आवे, महावीर जब नाम सुनावे। राम 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 राम, श्री राम 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 राम। राम 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 राम, श्री राम 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 राम। राम 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 राम, श्री राम 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 राम। राम 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 राम, श्री राम 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 राम। नासै रोग हरे सब पीरा, जपत निरंतर हनुमत बीरा। संकट ते हनुमान छुड़ावे, मन क्रम वचन ध्यान जो लावे। सब पर राम तपस्वी राजा, तिनके काज सकल तुम साजा। और मनोरथ जो कोई लावे, सोई अमित जीवन फल पावे। चारों जुग परताप तुम्हारा, है प्रसिद्ध जगत उजियारा। साधु संत के तुम रखवारे, असुर निकंदन राम दुलारे। अष्ट सिद्धि नौ निधि के दाता, असवर दीन जानकी माता। राम रसायन तुम्हारे पासा, सदा रहो रघुपति के दासा। राम 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 राम, श्री राम 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 राम। राम 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 राम, श्री राम 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 राम। राम 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 राम, श्री राम 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 राम। राम 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 राम, श्री राम 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 राम। तुम्हारे भजन राम को पावे, जन्म जन्म के दुख बिसरावे। अंतकाल रघुबरपुर जाई, जहाँ जन्म हरि भक्त कहाई। और देवता चित्तन धरई, हनुमत से सर्व सुख करई। संकट कटे मिटे सब पीरा, जो सुमिरे हनुमत बलबीरा। जय 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 हनुमान गोसाई, कृपा करहु गुरुदेव की नाई। जो शत बार पाठ कर कोई, छूटई बंदी महासुख होई। जो यह पढ़े हनुमान चालीसा, होए सिद्धिसा की गौरीसा। तुलसीदास सदा हरि चेरा, की जय नाथ हृदय मह डेरा। राम 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 राम, श्री राम 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 राम, श्री राम 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 राम, श्री राम 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 राम, श्री राम 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 राम। पवन तनय संकट हरण, मंगल मूर्ति रूप। राम लखन सीता सहित, हृदय बसहु सुरभूप। राम 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 राम, श्री राम 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 राम, श्री राम 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 राम, जय श्री राम। समस्त लोकाः सुखिनो भवन्तु, समस्त लोकाः सुखिनो भवन्तु, समस्त लोकाः सुखिनो भवन्तु। Om. May all the beings in all the worlds be happy. जय बोलो पवन सुत हनुमान की जय, सियावर रामचंद्र की जय। सतगुरु साईनाथ महाराज की जय। नमः पार्वती पतये, हर हर महादेव। ओम शांति शांति शांति।